Welcome home, Rep Pack. Marcus here, and welcome to Comfort Cartoons. And today we are in a very rare location. I don't often film in here. It's been a while. If you guys could hit the like button for our cartoon variety room, I will greatly appreciate it. It is kind of in the middle of stuff right now. Like, I wasn't gonna film this because I had a lot of like Pokemon card stuff I was trying to organize. And then back here where all the Funko Pops were, I'm making like a little DVD shelf setup. So ignore this side of the room. It's like all the space. It is in construction right now, but I know a lot of you guys like when I'm in this room, so I decided to film one in here. We are going to be taking a look at my entire regular show collection. It has been something that has been requested pretty much ever since I did a tour of this room, and it's gotten a little bit bigger since then, so I'm extremely excited to share it with you guys. But before we do that, you know the drill. Ham boning, camera flip.
No, we're not doing that, okay?
Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get started with it. We have some unbelievably rare stuff in here. If you guys know regular show, the merch for this show is, I would debatably say, one of the hardest to collect of all Cartoon Network shows. There's a couple other shows that maybe have like one or two items that are extremely rare, but in terms of shows that had a lot of merchandise, regular show is like the hardest. Like, they had a lot, but not much of it was produced for very long, and for whatever reason, a lot of it has been lost to time. But let's get started though. So starting off with my DVDs, it's the same thing for the DVDs. Regular show did not get a lot of DVD releases, especially of like the seasons and stuff like that. I think they had like one DVD box set that had like the first season on it, and we only recently got the complete series. So first off here, we have the regular show movie, and this one is so awesome. I think that every like big show deserves to have at least one movie. You know, if you think about The Simpsons, they had a movie. SpongeBob, a movie. Drake and Josh, a movie. Ben 10, a movie. You see what I'm saying? They all had movies. The regular show definitely deserved one. The disc, kind of boring in there. It comes with a little insert as well. And yeah, they did also have the complete, okay, so they had the complete first season, second season, and third season on DVD, but I don't think there was anything past that. And now we have the complete series here, which also includes the movie, so you don't necessarily have to have this movie box, but it's kind of cool to have it separately, you know? So you get the entire series plus the film. But we do have that one in the collection. We also have this one, which is regular show party pack. This is like a compilation disc, which is cool because when you think about regular show, I think a lot of people think of it as like being semi-modern, but it was an old enough show to where it did get some like special release discs, which a lot of shows don't really get besides like the biggest of the big, like examples, again, SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, where they have these special release discs. You had to be a pretty big show to not just get like season discs, to get actual little compilation ones like this. So we have Party Pack, which has one of my favorite episodes with Billy Bob Ferguson. High score.
Go ahead, stroke the beard of Garrett Bobby Ferguson.
And then we also have this one, which is the best DVD in the world, which is an awesome one as well too. Favorite episode on this one? Trash Boat.
What would you say if I changed my name to Trash Boat?
Or maybe Excellent, actually. We have the Excellent hat in here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but we have that hat. And then probably my favorite to throw on just casually, and that is the Slack Pack. And you can see you've got Muscle Man and High Five Ghost there doing some donuts in the golf cart, which we do have in the collection actually. And it also has a special feature, rah 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 ringtone. And the disc on this one is freaking awesome because it just pops head as the disc. All the discs are pretty cool on the special ones here. This is the best DVD ever. And then here is the one on the party pack as well. And none of the DVDs are super expensive. They were going for a bit more. I think they were going for about like $10 to $20 before. But now that this is out, you basically get everything that's in these in this. But you don't get the special features that are in these. So that's why I always prefer to collect the special disc and stuff like that. But the complete series is also a must because yeah, it's the only way to get everything sequentially so you can just watch it. So that's actually it for the disc in my collection. I'm not saying I have the biggest regular show collection in the world. I don't have everything, but I have probably a bigger regular show collection than the most people though. Next up we have a game that they're in that is just absolutely garbage. I'll be honest, this game is terrible. This is Battle Crashers. I wanted to like this game so bad. Like, I played halfway through the game and like I just was riding on that joy of the fact that it was a Cartoon Network related game with so many cool characters in it, but my face went from this at the start to like fury. I just started getting upset because it was such a wasted potential for such an awesome idea. It was essentially supposed to be like Castle Crashers. That was like an Xbox game. I think it's on other consoles now, but like a Castle Crashers ripoff. And it was by, of course, Game Mill Entertainment. They are also famous for doing all the Nick Kart Racer games, Nick All-Star Brawl games, any other game that starts out at like $40 and becomes like $5 on the gift shop. Those games, I don't get me wrong, I like Game Mill because if it wasn't for them, we probably wouldn't get nearly as many video games as we do. But often they are very like, you know, affordably made, and that's what companies go with because it's easy. But that also means that the games aren't the best all the time, and I'd much prefer when like THQ Nordic does games. But there's a big difference between Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated and Patrick Star Game or freaking Nick Kart Racers 1. Like, they're great, they're good, they're okay games, but this is like, we're not talking about this. We're not talking about this. We're talking about this, okay? I actually got this game at $5 Below, like for $5. Next up, we have comic books. So this was the first one I ever got. This is Regular Show issue number 1. We have like the coffee bean guy from the Fist Pump concert episode. Billy Bob Ferguson is down there. Absolutely awesome. It's very like Mario-esque vibe, as you can see. We also have this one right here. The covers on these are absolutely beautiful. This one with Rigby and Mordecai kind of squished into the frame. We have an awesome Benson one that looks fantastic. Completely red from just anger, it looks like, but it also looks like he's kind of going insane in this one, like more manic than actually angry. We have this copy right here with Skips on the cover. We have this one right here with Mordecai and the Rigbys. And all of these comics are original like stories that aren't in the show, which is really cool about them. This really realistic Muscle Man that gives me like kind of like gross up vibes. Man, you're friggin' ugly, but Muscle Man, I'm sorry. You have 3 teeth on the top. And they're not even, like, you need braces for them. And then we also have, another one of my favorites is this one with Mordecai and Rigby, like, as actual animals. You have a blue jay there and a raccoon. And I also have in the collection here, I didn't put it in this video because it's, like, technically not Regular Show, but I have, like, the blue jay and raccoon Beanie Babies because they just look so cute and give you Regular Show vibes. And then there's this little one here. I got this one in fan mail from Adam Maskell, as well as a lot of Adventure Time comics, actually. This one, I'm not really 100% sure what it is. It's called The Machine. So it's a little, like, mini comic book here. It's sealed, though, so I don't want to open it. Or wait, it might be open on this side, actually. So it's this little, like, paper comic here. It has, like, little notes in there from, like, Benson. And it has, like, a completely fold-out, like, comic book. Like, it's kind of a mess. Like, I don't want to mess it up, but you could make, like, this ongoing comic book for Regular Show here with Mordecai and Rigby just kind of, like, talking and having, like, their own adventure. And I think you could color it in, possibly, too. Honestly, I haven't really taken a deep look to see, like, fully what it's about or what you can do with it, but really cool piece, and it was only 500 pieces of it that were made. So the cover of it is actually hand done. Like, it looks like it was actually hand filled in, and again, there was only 500 of them, so very, very cool piece to have in the collection. And this one, you can see it goes for, like, somebody's asking like $175 for them, but it's not sold, so I would say probably it's like, you know, it has a lot of watchers, so it might sell eventually, but I would say it's probably something like half of that, maybe like $70 or $80, but very cool, and that'll be in my collection always. But all the comic books, there's some of them that are pretty pricey because, again, they were not printed to a super high degree. I remember when I got the first one here, I was going to literally, like, I was really into comics at that time. Every comic book shop that I was going to, I was looking for Regular Show issues, and I could only find these variant covers. Like, this still isn't the original Regular Show #1. This is a variant copy, being like this Mario style one. So all the comics, they pretty much go from anywhere from like $5 to $10 a piece each, except for that one that is like pretty pricey, and then #1 goes for like $20, $25. And I don't have it here, but I know that we also have the full set of the Adventure Time X Regular Show collaboration comic book series. Those are really sweet too. And then next up we have the Summer Vacation Activity Book. We only recently got this one in the mail. And this one, you guys will see some close-up shots of it. It is just loaded up with a bunch of activities. You have different characters in there that appear, like quips here. Quips is in the book as well with some crappy jokes. Why was the broom late for school? It overswept. It comes with all of these sweet postcards in here too. And then it comes with a bunch of more postcards here you can see, and then a bunch of stickers too. So that's it for all the media stuff I have in the collection. Now we're getting to probably a lot of people's favorite stuff, and that is the toys. So I say we start with like plush stuff right now. First off, we have two Mordecai plushies. So this one right here is the older one. It has the original merch line tag on there, you can see. This one was by Toy Factory, which typically makes like plushies for like arcade machines. So I don't know what kind of arcade he would have been in, because he is really long, but man, he must have been hard to get, because they could have like anchored him down on his leg and you would have been grabbing at his head for like the rest of your life. There's no way you could have got this out. I'd say this and a Rigby I'm going to show you in a little bit were the first ever items I got in my collection. I just wanted them to kind of represent the show, and then from there it became like a little mild addiction. I started collecting as much stuff as I could find at that time while stuff was really cheap. I didn't know it was cheap at that time, but I got this. I remember where I got this. I got it on Amazon. It was available on Amazon. I think I paid like $12 for this guy. Now he is 60 bucks, which is, you know, a little bit of an investment. If I could go back in time, screw freaking Bitcoin, I could have just bought a bunch of Mordecais. I would have been rich. But yeah, I only have the one here. He's doing a moonwalk, man. I love it. And he looks so derpy too. There we go. I wish there was a little Margaret. That would be so cute to go with it. And then we also have this one, but this one, believe it or not, is actually relatively new. This one came out, I think, last year. This was at Hot Topic. The tags, though, they kept the merch tag pretty much exactly the same. So there's that tag. And then this is the modern one. It's like they did not do anything different. So it almost seems like it's, you know, a vintage one. I don't think it's like some old stock. It doesn't say the year on it. So, I mean, you almost could say it's old stock, but I know that I got it last year though. But yeah, nowhere on here does it say the year actually. The only thing that might give it away is the fact that the tag on the inside says Cartoon Network and the other one just says regular show. But he is a little like backpack plushie here. I don't know what you could fit in Mordecai's body. This is one of those like very useless plush bags that they make sometimes. You could fit like a very small like bottle of shampoo or something maybe. But what do you guys think? I actually think you would think with like this one came out in 2009 versus this one that came out in 2025, you have all this time to like upgrade in plush quality. This one cost me $12. This one cost me $50. So like, which one do you think looks better? Honestly, I feel like the $12 Toy Factory Mordecai looks more like Mordecai than this one right here. Like I feel his eyes are just too small. But I will say the plush quality is a lot better on this one. But it's sad that the visuals on it are so off. Like it almost looks unlicensed, his eyes. And this one I think is still available at Hot Topic, so it is, well, on their website, it's $50. So $50 for this guy here. I mean, anytime you find anything regular show stuff out in the wild, you should pick it up there. Like, there's very little items that are not worth, you know, at least a little bit, except for maybe the DVDs and, like I said, the books. Some of that stuff can be a little cheaper, but any, like, the toys, items like that, they're almost always good. Okay, so now let's move on to the Rigby plushies here. I actually have a few, and almost all of these I found at thrift stores. So that's another way that I've gotten a lot of this collection for super cheap. Again, thrifting. If you guys watch my other videos, if you happen to be new here, I know this is like a different type video than what you'll see on my channel. I mostly cover Nickelodeon stuff, but I do cover Cartoon Network stuff in all of my hunting videos whenever we find it. But I find a lot of items that are like cheaper, but they go for a lot online, and whenever I find something regular show, I just keep it. So like, you know, I probably got these plushies from anywhere for like $5 to maybe $10. This one we got in the mail, but I remember finding both of these at the thrift stores. So let's take a look here. So first off here, we have the classic Rigby here, and this one actually is also by Toy Factory. And this one, even when I got it, I remember being a little bit more. It was $20 compared to the Mordecai that was $10. But I think because he's just a lot more like plushy looking, whereas Mordecai just looks like this little noodle thing. Yeah, Mordecai. You may be a noodle, but punchies, there's a big difference. Boom! But this is probably my favorite one. I love this guy. But I also love this one, the wrestler, the wrestling Rigby here. One of my favorite episodes, though, is like, I think it's like the first episode is when Mordecai and Rigby are like fighting, and they have that like knockoff Hulk Hogan doll. You can see the shot from the show here. I want to get that Hulk. There's actually a Hulk Hogan doll that looks exactly like that I'm pretty sure is what they use for reference. I want to get that Hulk Hogan just so I can have it in the collection with this, because I'm gonna give you one more chance to take back what you said about my mom. And then he zooms in on the flesh. He's like, I'll kill you. Ryan, you can play the clip.
I'll kill you!
And then of course, I think he wants you to put the hurt on him. Oh, you think he wants me to put the hurt on him? Yes, I do. And then he just starts smacking it. Like, that whole scene is encapsulated in this plush and him wrestling. So I love this one so much. We'll check out the value on him as well too, just to see what they're going for nowadays. And then I could be wrong on when this episode is, but it's kind of like a sports Rigby. He gives me like basketball vibes. Really derpy looking like toy. Big shout out to Paul here who sent this in fan mail. And that was kind of the famous thing about the regular show toys. Many of you guys know they actually made an episode with Carter and Briggs, I believe, where they actually had their own action figures and they looked terrible. All of the regular show merchandise for the most part looked pretty bad. That's why I think like these plushies from Toy Factory are probably like the best one. I'll show you like another couple items I think are really good too, but like the action figures and a lot of like the dolls, like come on, like that does not really look like Rigby all that much. Comparatively to this one, I feel like this one's actually pretty good. Like it doesn't look that far off. And then it's sad because they already had that whole history with them, and then in 2025 they made this. Like come on, did you learn nothing? But yes, with this basketball Rigby here, and I cannot recall what this episode is from. Maybe the breakdancing or maybe the rapping, I don't know. We'll try to find the clip and we'll put it up on screen for you guys now.
How does it feel to know that you're gonna have to use the internet at your mom's for the rest of your life?
So this one goes for like $70, which is insane with the tag on him. This guy goes for about $40 to $50, and if you have him new, over $100. And then this guy goes for about $30 as well. I think this is probably one of the more common ones because Toy Factory printed the heck out of everything they did. So this one's probably more accessible, but that's insane still. Like just to, you know, for a regular plushie, you know, be $40, $50 or $70 in case of this little small one here. And then there's this one that came up when I was looking at plushies of this Rigby that's so bad. Like it's so terrible. Ryan put it up on screen. It doesn't even look like anything like him. It reminds me of like the freaking Chill guy. Like it's like he almost looks like he should be an Arthur, but he's not. He reminds me of like, actually, no, he reminds me of Doug from the Temp Check episode. It's like this like not Rigby kind of looking Rigby guy that just takes his identity in his merch line. Like what in the world? There is some bad regular show merch, but I'm glad we have some solid ones here. Rigby plushies, that is all the ones that I have right now. But I also do have this Rigby hat here, and this was sent in by fan mail as well from a legend of the community named Sergio, and I love this hat so much. It actually sits up on my light here in the cartoon variety room, so it's just over the light, like the light itself is wearing it and the light comes down from here. Really cool. It's got his nose on there, his ears as well, and the Rigby hat also sells for like well over $100. And I know these prices sound outrageous, but it's purely because of the fact that you just don't get a lot of merch. And this doesn't go for just regular show. Whenever there's a show that you really like, or perhaps if you go to Hot Topic or a box lunch and they have something that you don't see typically, like if it's Lilo and Stitch, SpongeBob, they probably are going to make more stuff like that, similar stuff. Don't get me wrong, those properties catch some very rare stuff too, but it's so much easier when it's a show like this. For example, this Chowder hat over here, this came out just last year at Hot Topic, and right now Chowder's having a little bit of a resurgence. I think that's why they made it, but in 10 years I'm sure that this hat is going to be a pretty rare item because it was made at a particular store. They probably didn't make a ton of them, and I think that's the same case that happened with this hat right here, the Rigby hat. Cartoon Network merchandise as a whole, it can be very, very collectible, and it comes down to just very limited releases. So very, very cool hat, and I think there might be a Mordecai one that exists too, but I have the Rigby one thanks to Sergio. Thank you so much. Something that will stay in my collection always. Like my whole regular show collection is just something that I cherish so much. It's my favorite Cartoon Network show. This room has Pokemon in here, Cartoon Network, but I think the only two properties that have like their own sole section is Scooby-Doo and regular show. Next up we have here is some accessories. So we have this really cool lunch tin. I also got this on Amazon. This really cool lunch tin. It's got Mordecai and Rigby kind of looking through a hedge here. And then on the back, it's got the whole gang right there taking their work group photo. I used to have a shirt that had this exact image on there, like when I was in middle school. And I want to say this stuff came with it, but we have a thermos here as well that has regular show and like their backdrop there, as well as a little like Polaroid photo with some of them in there. And it came with these coasters too. I wish the coasters would have had different designs, but you got regular show there with the same cover on the front of that lunch tin, and then you have 4 of them in total. So yeah, the same design on all of them though. Then next up we have these keychains, also Amazon. Like, I don't think Amazon has anything else on there anymore, but this was back in the days where, like I said, it wasn't as sought after. So I just remember typing in regular show on Amazon, just picking up a lot of this stuff. So we have the High Five Ghost keychain, and you can see like I've kept them in an amazing shape. I've kept them in like really tame lighting. All of my lights are like UV free. On top of that, they've been still in their original plastic, and you can see some of them are starting to like oxidize and like turn a slight yellow color. You can't really see it on High Five Ghost, but you can definitely see it, like for example on Mordecai here. His eyes are a little bit more tinted. The blue is a little less blue. It's kind of like a yellowy blue kind of. You can see just a little hue of yellow on it, and that's from the enamel or like the resin that's covering it kind of turning yellow over time. But we have Mordecai there, we have Muscle Man, and then we also have Rigby as well. And these keychains I actually can't find available anywhere online. There were similar keychains going for around $30. So I would just say maybe like 20-25 bucks each on these guys. So again, like I said, anything regular show you pretty much just want to grab, because something as little as a keychain is going for like 20 to 30 bucks. And these ones seem to be pretty rare, so I'm glad that I got them. And to be honest, you'd think the Rigby one, the Mordecai one would be my favorite, but my favorite one is the High Five Ghost. I love him so much, and his voice is like, oh no! I feel like, who can even do that? Like, the voice actor does such a good job of like, I don't know if it's like edited or if he just does it, but it has like this weird like aspect to it that is like really sounds like a ghost that's just like a really nice guy. He's the ghost of a high five, and I just think he's such a cool character. And he really doesn't have like Muscle Man. Muscle Man even has plushies, Benson, Pops, but there's like nothing for High Five Ghost really. So having this like keychain of him by himself is really cool. Okay, so now for the toys, and these are probably some of the more rare items here. One of them is the golf cart. This is still brand new, sealed in its box. Probably my favorite item in the collection. You've got Mordecai and Rigby there driving it, and you also have Pops in the background there holding on to it. It does have plastic wrap on it. I actually put this plastic wrap on there just to avoid it getting like scratched or broken or anything like that. It has screech sound effects. I mean, it's a very minimal, like, you know, remote control. Like you can see, it just goes forward and then like turns. Like, it's very limited. Again, I think part of the reason why they only had a lot of like one print lines of these toys was because of the fact that they weren't that great. A lot of them, like the quality that was put into them wasn't that fantastic. So I don't think a lot of people at the time like picked them up because it was like, oh well, that's an RC car that only goes forward and kind of does a, like a donut. That's pretty much it. The donut was a good touch, I'll say that, but it should be at least have a reverse and a brake. And this item is probably the most sought after, I would say, of like your average regular show items, because if you're a fan and you want to have like one item to kind of like represent the whole show, I think that this is probably it. You know, like you could get the Mordecai and Rigby like little action figures, but they kind of represent that moment. There's like maybe them from the band, them on Halloween, like a particular moment in the show, whereas this one is like the day to day, you know, like Mordecai and Rigby driving away from some wild, unreasonable, coincidental disaster that has happened from like 0 seconds to 2 minutes in the show.
Forget it. Thanks for all your help, but we can get the stick hockey table without you.
And this item goes for around $250, which every time I check this item seems to go up even more. I remember when I first picked this up, it was $50, and I was like, that's outrageous. Like, that's so much, you know? And I was like, I'm gonna keep looking, and I kept looking and looking for a long time, and I found one I think for like $35 or $40. So now the fact that it goes for $250 is just ridiculous. I think there's just fewer and fewer of them out there. Even if you can find the cart loose without the controller, it still goes for about 80 bucks. And to me, that shows that it's really people just want that figure in there. It's just a good representative item of the show. Like I said, it's more than an RC car. Nobody probably is buying this for the RC car aspect. It's just for the figure in there, and the box is another little nice touch to it. And I really want to start expanding my regular show collection this year, so or 2026 I should say. So hopefully at the end of 2026 we can do like a regular show update and we can see where my collection's grown from there. Just picking up a couple items here and there, even if I have to pay up for them a little bit, just trying to find the best deals I can and slowly grow onto this collection a bit more before it becomes even more believably expensive. But we have one more like big grail item. Some of you guys that have been watching the channel for a while may know what it is. It's one of my favorites as well too. A lot of things are my favorite in this video. It's my favorite show, but we'll save that for the end. These right here are figures that came from Kidrobot. These are relatively recent. I think like 2013, 2014. Kidrobot released these little Titan figures for Cartoon Network. I have a bunch of them over here for like Johnny Bravo got one. Grimm got one. In my opinion, one of the best ones. Blue. He's like so perfect. But with those ones came the regular show ones. So we got this Rigby one here you can see. And then we also got Mordecai. And then, I hope I'm not getting it wrong, but I want to say this is like Rigby's like band name was Ace Balthazar, which is like him from the future universe. Or I think it was like they wanted to see like what would have happened like in the future had they became like a successful rock band, but they had to like do something messed up in order to gain that success. And it also comes with his guitar too. And then I do have just one of both of them, and I hate this because I actually had them in the box, but again, this was before I thought they were going to be so collectible, so I opened them up just so I could get the figures to put them on display. I haven't had as much interest to collect all of the little like figures, or I didn't have that much of an interest in collecting all the figures in their little like boxes in particular, but now I kind of do. At the time I was like, yeah, they look so ugly, like I really don't care about getting them. I just want to have like one Mordecai and one Rigby. But these are from that original action figure line here. We have Mordecai, which has this really strange mouth that like opens and closes but via like this spring-loaded system that just these gums come up, and it just looks awful. Like, who even thought his gums opening and closing? Like, why not just give that part of his mouth like fur? Like, it's just a terrible idea. And then the Mordecai here as well too, and they're made out of like the cheapest plastic, like PVC plastic you can imagine. Like, I feel like if I just put I'm talking a toothpick level of strength into this, his leg would snap. And for a character so thin, I can understand why the creator J.G. Quintel was not really a big fan of the toys. His head has zero articulation, and the same thing, I feel like if I push this head just a little bit, it's coming off. The only thing that has articulation is their arms up and down, and like the tail of Rigby goes side to side. Very limited, very unfortunate. Those are the two figures there. And then this item right here, I'm gonna look for it right now, but for probably about 3 to 4 years I've never seen another one of these on the internet, and that is the regular show CD boombox. So this is like an actual boombox. It gives me very much vibes of the summertime, yeah, loving in the summertime. And that's actually the cassette that is on the front of the boombox as well too, which is such a cool, nice touch. Let's go ahead and open it up here. I've opened it up before, so let's take a look. But we have the boombox here, and it has a handle up here, and you can see right there on the front it says "Summertime Lovin'," loving the summertime. Summertime And it also lets you play CDs too, so it is a CD and radio. Despite the fact that it's kind of marketed as like a cassette player, but you know, obviously, you know, at this point cassettes were kind of already out of date. But a beautiful thing, and I'm honestly interested to see if any of them have come up since then. That was like a while ago, the last time I looked, but I had been looking for like 2 or 3 years for another one to come up because I kind of wanted to have one to actually use. But considering it's so rare, I don't want to get damaged or anything like that, so I've kept it pretty much unused. To the antenna in the back there. Just an awesome piece. And this was made by Jazzwares, who actually also made pretty much all of the merchandise, like the toys, the plushies, and then apparently a boombox. Yeah, and again, I mean, I'm looking right now too, and I'm looking in the last 3 years too of like, what the heck? High Five Ghost does have a plush. There is a plush for High Five Ghost. I have to get that one this year. That's so cool. But looking at like all of the regular show merchandise that's sold for the last 3 years, there's literally nothing nothing for this boombox. Like, this boombox, I debatably would say is one of the rarest regular show items. So the price on it, I have no clue. I would say probably something similar to the golf cart, maybe $250. Unbelievably rare item though, and I got super lucky to actually find this guy. And one day I will find another one so I could actually, because I have a radio in the cavern. It would be nice to have like a little cool radio in this room too, and this would be awesome to be the one that I use. So glad that I have this though in the collection and wanted to share it with you guys. And that's pretty much it. That's my entire regular show collection. I mean, there might be some smaller things that I just can't think of right now, but for the most part, all of like the big items, that is everything. And we can kind of check this list off here for 2025, and then at the end of 2026 I would love to do another update here and see what we've grown or what adds to the collection. I think I do want to focus more on getting some of those old school action figures, as well as any of like the accessories like keychains, you know, bag clips, any of that type of stuff. I love that type of those type of little trinkets. And I would get some plushies at least of every other character. Like, I would try to get one of Pops, Muscle Man, High Five Ghost, Benson. I probably won't get any other Rigby or Mordecai ones until I have other characters, unless I find them out in the wild. But I would love to be able to get at least one plushie of every single character. But you guys let me know, what was your favorite item in this video? If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here. If you want to see more videos here in the cartoon variety room, let me know. I call it the variety room, but it is majority, I would say. Like, it's like 40% Cartoon Network, 40% Pokemon, and then 20% other stuff, you know, being like Kids WB, you know, PBS, all types of other stuff that could, you know, and that's where the variety comes from. But if you guys want to see more videos in here, let me know. I would love to make that happen. If you guys want to support the show further, it would be greatly appreciated. You can join my Patreon down below, or also become a member right here on YouTube. And when you do that, you get access to videos that are not available anywhere else. And on Patreon, you even get extended versions of every video that I upload, ad-free, and even early release. Plus, if you guys want to check out my Whatnot show, whenever I find doubles of any of these items out on the hunt, which has happened a few times, I bring them to my Whatnot stream. So you could possibly pick them up over there for like 50%. I always start them off way less than what they go for. So come check it out. You get $15 for free just for signing up. And I do giveaways every single week as well too. So that information is down below. All those things help support this channel and keep me making more videos and keeps this community park that is this channel around. Before we go anywhere, you know the drill. Scan it! Okay, so one item I forgot, kind of. I didn't forget about it. I did try to get them down, but then I forgot about them. And that is these Funko Pops. You have Skips, Benson, Mordecai, Rigby, Muscle Man, and well, that's it. Yeah, there's those ones. But that is the complete set of the Funko Pops. And I have been trying to minimize the Funko Pops in my collection here. As you guys can see, I used to have like a whole wall of them. I kind of minimized them a little bit. I still have quite a bit of them though, you know. But these ones I don't plan to ever get rid of because, again, there's not a lot of regular show stuff. And this is probably one of the more pricey items. The entire set goes for about $1,200, which is absolutely insane for me. I got them for about $50 a piece, so I guess that would be $250 when I originally got them. So to see that they're that expensive now is unbelievable to me. But that's the regular show Funko Pops. All right, so that is it. Again, guys, Patreon, Whatnot, all that information is down below. YouTube memberships. I'll see you guys in this video right here that I know you're gonna love. Go check it out. That'll take you to my Cartoon Network playlist where you're gonna see an old room tour of this entire room. I definitely got to do another one in here eventually, but room tours are a lot of work. You got to have everything kind of ready to go, and also I film a lot of videos, so that in tandem with the other things is just sometimes hard, but I would love to film another one. But you can see that over here. I'll see you guys over there, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios and bloop!